G'day mates. At $1,000 for 20 litres of storage space, the Makita Cooler Warmer is significantly more expensive than many 12-volt fridges and double that of the best Eskies. Would I recommend it? Let's check it out. Out of the box you'll get a 240-volt power pack, its power cord, a 12-volt plug, and a shoulder strap. The C11 plug angles nicely out of the way, and inside you'll have the option for either 40 or 18-volt batteries. The design of the 40-volt battery allows you to check their charge while in place. However, the 18 volts need to be removed since it's on the bottom. I'm not sure why the batteries have 4 measurements in 25% capacities, but they opted for thirds on the actual display of the fridge. It will tell you when a battery is running low and has an F2 warning when it's about to run out, but automatically switches between the batteries when you have more than one installed. Storage is reasonably good and you can easily fit a phone or two with a watch and your keys with both a 2.5 and 5 amp hour battery installed. The USB-A port is a bit short-sighted as we've been on the USB-C train for quite a while now. Granted only recently for the iPhone, but the power pack end has been USB-C since the iPhone 8 in 2017. It's also lacking a cutout for the cord if you want to keep the lid shut. The construction feels solid with steel hinges with steel stoppers and a lid easily holding 80 kilos or 180 pounds sitting or standing on it. The cup holders are a bit small for a stubby cooler, which is weird since the main attraction on the front is the OK bottle opener. You can fit 20 stubbies fairly easily, but would be doing well to get a full carton squeezed in. Dry weight with no batteries is 13.4 kilos or 29.5 pounds, which is about 2 kilos or 4 pounds heavier than a standard 12-volt fridge. This jumps to just under 24 kilos or 54 pounds once full of beers, and if you like the idea of a shoulder strap, it's actually pretty awkward to carry with its overall size and that weight. The easier option is to utilise the handle and the relatively small plastic wheels located under the compressor. The fridge sits nicely on 4 rubber feet, but the plastic wheels and compressor make a hell of a racket, sounding like it's full of empties. Even when there's nothing in it. The internal light off to the side also does a great job. Unfortunately, it won't charge the batteries when connected to mains, and taking a look at the compressor, you can see there's not a lot of room for any charging components when you consider the active cooling fans located in the genuine battery chargers. The manual cautions about having water in the fridge, and there's no drain plug for getting it out. But Taran likes to go all out decorating birthday cakes for the kiddos' birthdays, so making sure Thea's Ella the turtle cake didn't melt while down at the park was our catalyst for picking up this fridge. Until it didn't fit. So its first outing was a very expensive cooler for the poppers, like kids care if they're hot or cold, and the fruit platter had to sit out on the bench too. Trying out the 60 degrees of heating and nope. I do love myself a sausage roll. The unit fits easily on the back seat of a dual cab ute, but the internals are better suited to a day trip than 3 nights of camping. The controls are simple for a button with cooling or warming, and 7 settings in 5-degree increments for each. For the runtime testing, I stuck them in the shed at night with a high of 26 Celsius or 78 Fahrenheit and a low of 18 Celsius or 64 Fahrenheit. The finish time was determined by the F2 warning light that indicates when you need to change the battery. For starters, cooling from an ambient of 18 Celsius to 5 took half an hour on 18 volt and 26 minutes when connected to mains, a fairly negligible 4-minute improvement when not using the batteries. Runtime when using the batteries to cool the fridge down ranged from 7 hours with a 5 amp hour 18 volt battery to 6 hours 46 minutes with a 40 volt 2.5 amp hour battery and a quite impressive 16 hours and 40 minutes with the 40 volt 5 amp hour. However, if you use mains to cool the fridge first, then run the batteries to keep it at 5 Celsius or 41 Fahrenheit, you'll get yourself an extra 28% of runtime. Moving to the warmer, and it took an hour and 4 minutes to get from 24 to 60 Celsius, and the runtime is unsurprisingly much less than cooling, from almost 2.5 hours to 7 hours using a 5 amp hour 18 or 40 volt battery. Using mains to get to 60 Celsius first, then batteries to keep it there, gains an impressive 25 to 80% more runtime. But I noticed I was getting significantly less than 16 to 21 hours when used for day trips and barbecues, so I left it outside on a hot day and the runtime tanked from over 21 hours at night to less than 8 hours during the day. So I thought I would test how well insulated it is compared to my 45 litre Frostbite and 33 litre Dometic Eskies. I weighed 3 bags of cube ice, broke them up to make sure there weren't any clumps, and made sure there was 4.8 kilograms of ice in each. I left them in direct sunlight and it was a 30-degree day. Of course the Makita isn't turned on, so it's basically just an Esky. That's it. A few hours later and there was quite a lot of condensation on the Makita. I took the bag out of each one, drained the water, and measured how much ice was left. Potentially it's the size of the Esky letting it down, but I had suspected our Frostbite Esky was rubbish as it can't hold block ice on a 3-day camping trip. The Frostbite only had 800 grams of ice left over, compared to 1.7 kilos for the Dometic, and the Makita took the win as best esky at 1.9 kilos of the 4.8 remaining. Overall, you certainly pay a premium for the convenience of having a battery-operated cooler out in your day trips. It's a neat feature that it also goes to 60 Celsius or 140 Fahrenheit, but I'd be interested to hear who is actually using the warmer function, as there aren't a lot of use cases for that in tropical North Queensland. For $1,000, it's a bit too small, and if your plan is to go camping, you'll need a fair stack of batteries to go along with it. Functionally, it's great, but a bit on the pricey side for the size, and I'm glad I got mine for half the price on Marketplace. 2.5 stars.
La 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 la.